Hi everybody, Caroline here from Balacondula Organic Living, which means the path of nature or the way of nature. And today I'd like to invite you into my kitchen in my little cottage, which is a work in progress at the minute, but very busy nonetheless. And today is my busy kitchen work day. So I hope you enjoy coming along for the ride. It's going to be busy. So of course we are starting off the day with some lovely fresh brewed organic coffee. I'm just using up the end of a packet that I have there now, and getting ready to hit the outdoors with my cup of coffee and get some fresh air in the morning. Good morning everybody. First thing in the morning, watching the sun come up, listening to the birds singing, checking on all my lovely plants out in the front, the little small garden, and grounding my feet in the earth. One of the best things you can do in the morning, in the first 15 minutes that you wake up, get some natural sunlight, bring your coffee outside and get your feet on the ground. Good way to start the day. Now, before the kids wake up, I'm going to just get the lunches done and then we'll get on to breakfast. So today's the last day of lunches for school, because tomorrow is the last day of school before the summer holidays and it's a half day, so it'll be nice to have a break from making all the lunches in the morning. And this morning we're just doing kind of basically what we do every morning. We use my my buttermilk soda bread for making sandwiches. That's the only bread we're using at the minute. Hopefully we'll have some sourdough soon. And I always use full fat Greek yogurt and some berries and fruit. And that's kind of it. We've got some organic salami there. We got some beef for those that don't like salami. Some of that nice cheese. It's Sheridan's. It's from a cheesemonger that's kind of local to us here in Galway. It's really yummy. All the kids love it. It's called Carberry White and Carberry Red. We get the two of them. A little bit of organic cucumber. That's always you'll always find it in the supermarket. Chop off the ends there for the small people and the big people. The bigger boys are going to get a little bit of cashew nuts and a little bit of dried mango. And that's lunches done. It's great to get them done before everybody wakes up. Whilst I think of it, because I've lots to do today, I'm going to stir up my my berry ferments. That's a blackcurrant and honey ferment and a gooseberry one over there. Give them a stir once a day, and then in 2 weeks they're fermented and they're ready for using. Then on to breakfast. Some tallow in the pan and gin. Just using soft sugar. And on to some scrambled egg. So there's 7 of us in family, so lots of eggs are needed. A nice dollop of butter, grass-fed butter, and breakfast is done. Let's add in a little bit of soda bread. Some tea for the big people. And everybody's happy this morning. Well, the kids are gone to school. Time to clean up the morning mess and get ready for our next thing this morning. Okay, so we're nearly finished our morning tidy up, and I'm just going to pop some of these eggshells from the breakfast time into the oven, and then I'm going to crush them for giving to the hens to add, for getting more calcium into their diet, because they've not been laying every day. And then we're going to get on to the next job. Okay, next thing on the agenda today, I'm going to show you how to make a pumpable non-toxic hand soap. I've gotten this. I actually haven't used this before. I often just use water and tea tree oil, but I hear a lot of good recommendations about this. It's only got oils in it and distilled water as well, and coconut oil. So it seems to be very popular for making your own non-toxic things. So I'm going to give this a go, because I sometimes find with the soap bars, especially when there's kids around, they just get very messy. They love playing with them in the sink and everything, and there's lots of gunk everywhere. So that's why I want to give a pumpable hand soap recipe a go. And I'm going to just try to use the most basic things in it. You can do it fancy way, but I'm going to do it this way. So 1 cup of distilled water to 1 cup of Dr. Bronner's Castile soap.
Mommy, the draft is just a little bit angry.
And 1 teaspoon of fractionated coconut oil, and then whatever oils you like. But I'm going to use the oopsie. Might as well just put that in. I'm going to use tea tree because that's antibacterial. And it's really good for eczema prone skin as well. It's antifungal too. I'm just going to stir that up and see. I may need to do a double batch for my jar. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a double batch. I have a second jar there to put it in if I've got too much, and it'll be ready to go then for... I won't put so much of the coconut oil in this time because I've already put a little bit too much. Oh, jeepers, I did it again. Now, so that's 3 things. Distilled soap.
Mommy, my giraffe is coming over.
Your giraffe is coming over. Distilled water and fractionated coconut oil. If you have vegetable glycerin, I don't have any. It's supposed to be really good for the texture and stuff as well, and it's kind of moisturising. But you've got coconut oil. I don't think you really need much more things than that. Right, so I'm just going to get my oils. Yes, sir?
Talking to you.
Oh, sorry, he's talking to you. What's he saying?
He's saying
Well, I'm going to put 10 drops of lavender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to use my tea tree. I'm going to use 10 drops of this as well. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you get me mad?
Your giraffe said, can I get you milk? Tell your giraffe that's no problem. Now, that smells really nice as well.
Oh, my giraffe is not.
Okay, and then we're just going to... These lovely bottles, they're just brown bottles. I actually got them on Amazon, and they have all the different prints in it, so if you want to use... Oh, whoopsie daisy, hold on. Dish soap, shampoos and everything. So I have a all-purpose cleaner, and actually I have another spray bottle here. All-purpose cleaner, which is going to be mostly vinegar and distilled water. Yeah, really handy, so I can reuse these. So no more plastic, isn't that great? Hand lotion, conditioner. I get some more, collect some more spray bottles for conditioner. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for my dish soap. I'm going to just give this quick rinse out because I don't want lavender. Now we'll put our sticker on first because sometimes when the oily stuff gets on the bottle, the stickers don't stick as well. Hope that's on straight. Dish soap. Okay, so I'm going to do a double batch here again because of the size of my reusable jar. So I'll be using... Well, these are half cup measures, so it's 1 cup. That's easy to remember. 1 cup of Castile soap. 1 cup of distilled water. I must get some more distilled water. And then I'll do 2 teaspoons of the fractionated coconut oil. That's enough. And I'll be using lemon essential oil because lemon is the citric. Which I've got the citric oils help to cut through the grease. Now, if I had baking soda, which I don't have yet, it's really hard to find it anywhere. It's not bicarbonate of soda; it's sodium carbonate. I'd be putting some of that in here as well. I will be getting some because I'm going to be making a laundry detergent as well and a dishwasher one. And I do really need that ingredient to make them effective. So when I get that, I'll do more. So if I had some, I'd put some in here, but don't. So we'll just use the lemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I put it back into the fridge.
12, 13, 14,
Mom, I'm
15,
trying to put a
16,
sticker on it.
17, 19, and one more, 20. Good boy.
Mom, I'm trying to put a sticker
Don't
on
we have stickers on now, and I'll just use the reverse of that because I used that with the other one.
No.
Just lavender wouldn't. That gets on your dishes if there's a residue of the smell. Lavender isn't that nice, whereas lemon is actually fine. So that's that. That's our dish soap. So quick. I mean, so amazingly quick. And this jar is going to be reused and reused and reused. So I have no more plastic rubbish. It's hanging. Great job on the fridge, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was clever. And I will be doing the same with shampoo and conditioner now very shortly as well. I want to get a couple more of these jars because but once you invest in them, you just have them, then you reuse them. You can help me. Do you want to put the lid on this for me? Because we're all done. Where is it here now? Just have to put it together. And yes, another week or two as well, I'm going to be making a new face cream. So that's the lid.
Lid?
That's the lid, yeah. Now you have to twist it on. Here.
Okay.
Twist. Twist, twist, twist until it's all is it done? Tight? Great job. Now we've got dish soap and hand soap. How amazing, and how pretty do they look? Why wouldn't you want them in your kitchen? Toxin free, in a glass jar, totally natural. Dish soap and hand soap. Okay, before I put everything away, one more thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a all-purpose cleaner. It's mostly for the kitchen or for around the sinks and things like that. And actually when I'm cleaning the sink, I usually fill the sink with bread soda, kind of make a paste with the water and leave it on for a while, and then come back and clean it with this stuff. Or just vinegar and give it a scrub, and it comes up so white. Same with the oven, everything. So this will be our multi-purpose spray cleaner, which is handy for the surfaces. It's going to be mostly vinegar.
Look at this.
Oh, mind the elastic. We're done with the Castile soap. We don't need that for this. We will use some of the distilled water and vinegar and lemon. That's basically it. Okay, let me clear up here a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, for the next thing, for our all-purpose cleaner, I am going to be using vinegar, vinegar, distilled water, and lemon essential oil, just a little bit. So it's going to be mostly vinegar. I'm going to be using 2 cups of vinegar. 1. I don't normally measure it out when I make this, but it's like a good combination. Even vinegar on its own is even more potent, but this will kind of make it last a bit more. Okay. And distilled water over normal water, because less likely to get bacteria growing in distilled water. It makes things last longer. And the scent, just a couple of drops just for a little light smell. That's all it's for, really. You know, you'll have to shake it up as well because to get the oil to mix. So I'm just going to put 5 drops in. 5. We got 6 in there, that's fine. But I find actually, and some people say, oh, I don't like the smell of vinegar. This one is all done now. I don't like the smell of vinegar, but actually when you use vinegar for cleaning, I find because it neutralizes so much bacteria, actually the smell diminishes really quickly too. It doesn't stay hanging around. It's dissipates quite quickly, and it's way better than the smell of horrible bleach or, you know, those antibacterial wipes. Oh, I might have made it a tiny bit too much. Perfect. Now, you're going to put the lid on this for me?
Yep.
Okay, so this one is a lovely spray bottle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you twist?
Yep.
On.
Yeah.
Good man. And let's have a look here. I'll show the camera.
Spray it.
You want to spray it? Well, and another good thing about this, you don't need to have a cabinet locked with, because you've got all these toxic chemical ridden horrible cleaners in your house. It's just vinegar. if they get it on their skin or in their eyes, it's not going to feel nice. It's not going to do anything harmful. They drink it, they'll spit it out, it won't do any harm to them. You want to spray it? We'll give it a go now. And look how nice it looks as well. And I'll be reusing it, so there's still less plastic coming into the house again. So I'm really getting there on eliminating all the plastics, even though I see these have come in plastic. But oh yeah, you put milk in the vinegar. That's going to be interesting. And see what happens there. You're going to get cream cheese pretty quick, which we might make later on. Okay, there's my all-purpose cleaner. And where are the other two? My hand soap, my dish soap, and how pretty do they look?
Good.
Okay, whilst I have all of my distilled water and my fractionated coconut oil and all my oils out, I'm really quickly going to make a little body spray for myself. I'm going to label it first. I must get myself a nice fancy ink black pen because it looks so much nicer when you're labeling things. And these labels, I've had them now for, my gosh, I must have them for 3 years. A roll of them I got on Amazon they're very inexpensive, and I've used them on everything that I've made, and used them for gifts and everything as well. So I'm just going to say wild orange spray, because it can be used as a room spray or for a body spray, which is what I wanted for. I love the wild orange scent. It's so sweet and lovely, not overpowering, so gentle. So basically, where's my pipette? This is nearly gone now. I wonder, can I? Yeah, it might be better off just to put a little bit in here and see how we get it in. Actually, where's my wild orange? The oil in first. So I'm going to give 10 drops of oil for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 actually. I want it nice and strong. And I can always add in some more if I feel like I like it stronger. Now a little smaller jug probably would have been handier for this. Do you know what I'll do? I'll pour this in here. It's just my fractionated coconut oil is nearly gone. So that's better. My pipette can't reach down the bottle. Literally, that's all I'm doing is putting distilled water, fractionated, no, just distilled water. Now, if you had a little bit of witch hazel, you could put a little bit of witch hazel in. I'm still waiting for mine to get delivered. I think it might be lost. Witch hazel extract, or even just the toner. I don't put any the fractionated coconut oil in this because it's oily, and if you're spraying it out on your clothes and stuff, you know, as a body spray, you might leave a bit of a residue. The water is just perfect, and I'm kind of all about the least amount of ingredients, the least difficult, the most natural, easy to find and source. I mean, like, you could always use cool boiled water for this as well. It's just that, you know, distilled water, you're not going to get bacteria growing on it as easy, so it's going to last longer. But like, if you're going to use it up very quickly, or if you have a little small one, I'd have no problem myself using that. But distilled water is the best. You can even distill your own water either if you want to, if you've got the time and the tool. Okay, it's taken a bit of a long time. We want things that are going to be nice and quick and easy. Let's use that. Oh wow, that's right up to the top. It's hard to tell. I'm coming! And these bottles are reusable. This is a bottle like, oh sugar. See, that's what happens. Maybe I should wait and wash it and put on a fresh one. Anyway, there's my wild orange spray. Oh, it smells lovely. It is gorgeous. It's so nice. And if you want, that could be room spray, car spray. I do a nice lavender one. I'll take that off again actually now and put on a fresh one. Lovely lavender spray, which is great for nighttime, especially if there's children that are finding it hard to wind down to sleep. Just your distilled water and some lavender. Kitchen towel. We can spray it onto their pillows. It's really good. Or I use this On Guard one as well. This is a really good one for kind of purifying the air. If there's any sickness around or anything like that, I make it in a spray, and I might spray it around their bedclothes and around the room as well. But also they're great in a diffuser. So if you don't have a diffuser, you really should have one. It's amazing, especially if you've got children, or just for treating sicknesses and nipping things in the bud at the beginning. Let's make this a nicer label now. Hands, I think. Now, there's our wild orange spray. And if you'd like something smaller for popping in your handbag, I always do these as well. I do them for all different ailments. And for this one, it's going to be the fraction of the coconut oil we're using. And I'm going to do this one just lavender. And actually lavender is really nice as well if you've got a headache. But if I had a headache, I'd be using lavender and copaiba. I find that's nice, and frankincense. So I would do the three of them together. Where's my lavender? It's carrot seed oil. Lavender. Frankincense, copaiba and lavender. I find that's quite nice for headache. Some people like peppermint as well. But even rubbing this copaiba oil just on your temples and around your forehead, if you've got one of those pressure headaches, it's really good. And I use that on the kids as well. But for today, I just wanted basic lavender oil. So oh, it's my lavender gone again. So I'm going to use about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Do 15. And like that, if I don't think that it's strong enough for me, I can add in more. For kids, when it comes to the oils, lavender is pretty fine. You just use less. They just, especially under 2s, like just 1 or 2 drops of oil in one of these when you're doing your insect repellents and whatnot. And then over 2, they're kind of not so bad. Over 6s, just slightly less than what I'd have. But you kind of know when you're using oils all the time, you'd know if you always test these on a little patch of skin as well. Some people can have a reaction to lavender, even though it's so soothing, and it's a great skin oil for rashes or insect bites, bee, wasp stings. That's why I'll be mixing it with my plantain salve now when I'm making my salves, hopefully next week. Now, I'll pop this in my handbag. It smells delicious. And I have little smaller labels for that. Let me see, can I grab one? Now, here we go. I think I'm running low on these ones, so lavender oil. And just make sure you give that a really good wash and wipe, because if the oil is on the outside, it just, like, I'd ruined the first label. And these are so nice. I always gift these, especially at Christmas time, to people. Make up all these things that we've made, even the soaps we made there a while ago. They're such lovely, thoughtful, useful, healthy, non-toxic and pretty homemade gifts. So there we have it. We don't need perfume. We've got wild orange spray and we've got lavender oil. Well, do you know what? Before I put everything away, I've decided I'm actually going to only a tiny bit of the distilled water left. So actually do the oils first. And the flies outside are starting to really bother me. So I'm not going to use lemon. I was grabbing that straight up because lemon is sun sensitive. So you don't want that when you're going to be outside. Cedarwood, no. What I want is tea tree. And frankincense, is that the full one? And I want, where's my lavender? Lavender. And I did one up, I think I did a little video of doing the kids ones, so I'm going to do like 6 drops of each for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. Like I've said in the past, the flies and the midges, they just love me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 the tea tree. And I don't need as much as the frankincense, so I'll just use 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we did 7 actually. Frankincense is brilliant. It is hugely expensive though. And I really like that for all things to do with your skin and anti-wrinkles and stuff. So I have great uses for that. do another, because I didn't use as much, another drop of lavender. There we go. And even having lavender plants around your garden of loads around the front helps to deter ticks and kind of biting insects. Now, so finally we've come to the end of all of this making, but it's really important, and like I said, when I have all my oils and all of my things out there and ready, to do up these few things, because they'll be used throughout the summer and it's not often that I'll have to replenish them, so it's really handy to get as many of these things done whilst I can. I'm going to just show you how I clean my lovely dirty sink. Just some bread soda, and I'm not even going to use a huge amount because I want to make sure I have enough for bread making. Yes, I have enough there. And I literally just rub it in. It gets so stained when you're cleaning tea and coffee dishes. That's the most thing I find that stains the Belfast sink. So I'll just leave that there now for a while. Okay, time for a snack for me and Teddy. Isn't that right, Teddy Bear? The oven is on warming. I'm going to shove chicken in the oven, a roast chicken for dinner later. Not sure what I'll have with it yet. I'll either have it as just a roast chicken dinner, or else we might take it apart. Maybe do some egg fried rice and salad. That kind of sounds nice. Now, we love this full fat authentic Greek yogurt. It's much better than oh, sugar, I'm making such a mess. You have to really look at the labels, because see how it says authentic Greek yogurt? A lot of them will be Greek style. So Greek style just adds cream to your yogurt to make it thick and make it like Greek yogurt, whereas this Greek yogurt is actually, it's a strained yogurt, and the more it's strained, the higher protein in it. And you want the full fat one, because full fat is full fat everything is what you should be eating. It's really good for you. We need that good healthy animal fat, especially women really need it for their hormones, to have healthy functioning hormones and thyroid. So no low fat stuff in this house for anybody. Yes, I usually add in with our yogurt, it's basically whatever kind of fresh organic berries that we have on hand. Raspberries are great, they don't last very long. Always get blueberries, and hopefully that we'll have an abundance of our own soon. I have plenty of plants going outside, and hoping that they're going to really take off this year, so that we can use more of our own stuff. Yeah, I've left that for about half an hour once we had our snack. And now I'm just going to spray everywhere with my new all-purpose Fiona. Usually we just squirt vinegar in here. This is much handier. Right down there as well. And then just give it a good scrub. Oh, that's much better. This thing is never going to be perfect. It's very old, but it's taken away all of the coffee stains and tea stains. And it smells good. Okay, I'm getting ready to put my chicken in the oven. It is a organic chicken. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just pat it down dry to get all the moisture off it, and then I'm going to rub butter in it, and I'm going to shove a little bit of onion and garlic in the inside. That is it. In the oven on low. That'll be cooking away there for the next few hours, and when all that's done, then I can get the rest of dinner ready. And when we finish with the chicken this evening, we'll be keeping the carcass and simmering it in a pot to make our yummy collagen rich chicken broth. All ready for the oven, buttered, salted, onion and garlic. Put the lid on. And off. So I'm just going to leave my eggs here. I'm going to crush them up now in a few minutes, just as powdery as I can make it with my hands. I'm just boiling some water for rice. I'm going to have the rice cooked for later on, because the egg fried rice comes out nicer when the rice has been pre-cooked. And the chicken is cooking away in the oven. We have a busy evening, so everything will be kind of semi-organised and be very quick to put together. And so whilst this is going on as well, I'm going to just boil up my jars for about 5 minutes. Once they come to the boil them for 5 minutes. It's going to sterilise them, and then I'm going to be using them for my honey ferment. Whilst we're waiting on the jars, I'm just going to have a look at, oh, this is lovely. This is my elderflower, my very last few elderflowers. Making my elderflower champagne. That is bubbling and fermenting really nicely. smells lovely. It smells really potent, the smell of the elderflowers, and it's got a nice kind of a yeasty smell as well. So let me think, how many days have I got that in now? It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to leave it till tomorrow, I think, and see how we're getting on. Tomorrow or Friday, 4 or 5 days. I'm going to give it a really good stir up now and put it back in the press again. Whilst I'm waiting here now as well, I'm just taking another look at my sourdough starter, which is bubbling nicely. It's still not doubling, so that's how we know it's not fully active yet, but it's doing really good. So I'm going to discard half, and 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of water back in again, back on the same spot. So this is day 8, and they do say it takes between 7 to 14 days, and once it starts to double in size, that's when you know the ferment is active. So all looking good. Okay, jars are turned upside down on a tea towel to dry naturally, and now they're ready for using. Using some organic basmati rice. That should be enough for the kids. I'm going to get on to using some of these gooseberries. I'm just going to cut them up for my another gooseberry ferment. So the idea with the ferment is it's basically like a jam. So instead of cooking the berries with an equal amount of sugar to the weight of the berries, I am cutting up the berries, putting them into the jar, and I'm going to fill up the jar with some raw organic honey, and I'm going to let it ferment for 14 days. And that way I'm keeping all the integrity of the raw honey and all the really properties of it. I'm also creating a lovely syrupy jam-like substance, which is just going to be gorgeous and is way more beneficial to us, really, because when you're heating it, it's great, it's really yummy and lovely, but we're also killing off some of the good stuff that comes from the berries and the honey. So this is what I'm doing this year, mostly with my berries, and it's coming out really well so far. I'm also going to be doing a honey jam, maybe tomorrow when I pick some more berries, but I'm just getting the ferments up and going first because they take that little bit longer. So just chopping up the gooseberries because they're that little bit bigger. Maybe it might have been no harm to chop them up and put them into a big bowl and mash them a little bit either. But whatever, even if you just put in your black currant, just squish them a little bit when you're putting them in. Fill it up with honey, and there you have it. I'll probably come checking it in a while just to see if there's any more air bubbles that need to come out and make sure that there's enough honey to cover the top. So that'll be loosely covered in the press. 14 days, stir it once a day. Now, so just getting ready the cucumber and tomato salad for putting with the dinner today. So just chopping up our organic cucumber, chopping up our tomatoes and putting them into a dish with a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's basically it. Then it is time for me to have a cup of coffee whilst I'm getting all these things ready. Absolutely, it's overdue, I think. Our chicken is out. Let's gonna take it apart, take all of the nice meat off the chicken, and then we're going to save the lovely carcass and all the juices from the roasting tin for our yummy chicken broth later on. I'm adding in 2 scoops of collagen. I put collagen in my coffee at least once a day. Well, actually once a day, 2 scoops once a day. But when I have the chicken broth done, there's loads of really bioavailable high levels of collagen. That's our best source really to have with our chicken broth. And when I don't have chicken broth, I use some collagen. So there we have it. We have everything in our pot ready for making our chicken broth, and everything in our bowl there. That's for dinner tonight. And then we are going to make some egg fried rice. So I've got a nice big dollop of butter. I'll use butter instead of tallow for the egg fried rice because it gives it a really yummy flavour. So it's our grass-fed butter. We're popping in our rice that we cooked a little while ago. It's cooled down nicely, and the egg fried rice just comes out that bit nicer that way. And I'm going to pop in all of these eggs, because the more eggs I pop in, the more protein and nutrients that the kids are going to get with the rice. So I just pop them into the middle, scramble them a little bit, and then start to incorporate the rice into it, and that's it. And some people like to add in a few like scallions or maybe even a bit of chopped coriander or whatever at this stage. That's fine. I'm just doing it this way, nice and simple. It's a busy day. There we go. Everybody can just help themselves. The egg fried rice, cucumber and tomato salad, and some chicken.
Yeah.
Let's get some gherkins too. Now, we have a few evening chores to do now before we can shut off in the kitchen. I've moved my all of my chicken carcass and everything into this much bigger pot, and I've filled it until there's a good bit of water over the carcass so everything is submerged. I'm going to put the lid on it now. I'm going to put it on one of the smaller rings on very low. I'm going to get that just to a simmering boil, and I'm going to have that on for the whole evening here now, on for a few hours. I'll switch it off overnight in the morning. I'll bring it to a simmering boil again, and then I'll strain it. So the longer that you can keep it at that simmering boil, the more it's going to concentrate, and the more of the good collagen and marrow that you're going to extract from the carcass. So off we go now. Let's get that going, and then on to we have a few other little things to get going. Then I'll have my dinner, and then we'll clean up and we'll shut down the kitchen for the night. Okay, so I have a few ferments that I need to deal with this evening before I forget. And we have done mixed up our fermented jams. We have fed the sourdough starter. My elderflower's in the fridge, that's fine. Need to brew some tea. I'm going to use 2 bags of tea, two tea bags, and I'm going to brew that and let that be cooling down. It'll probably be the last thing I do tonight before going to bed. I'll feed the kombucha, I'll strain it and feed it. So we leave this aside here in the kettle. And in here we've got my milk kefir, and I have let this over ferment. I was really busy this week, so I'm going to strain it and I'll taste it. I quite like it. The longer you ferment it for, the more sour it'll be. I quite like it sour, but sometimes it can get really sour, and rather than just discarding all of the really nutritious kefir, I will use it in my brown bread instead of buttermilk. I'm all out of buttermilk. I used up the last of my clobbered milk yesterday, and I have none of my whey milk either, so this is perfect. And often what I do as well, now the weather isn't that hot and I need this for my brown bread, but I have been, if I leave it a little bit, over fermented and the kids don't like it too sour, I'll just have my glass out of it, and then I'll use it to make ice lollies. Mix it with some organic raspberries and blueberries, maybe add in a bit of yogurt and milk if we want to add more liquid to it, and it's yum. They love it, so they're getting all the benefits and they don't even realise. I think they're getting treats. It's great. Okay, this milk kefir is so good for you. It's full of really healthy bacteria. It's like one of the most bioavailable probiotics that you can have, fermented milk, and I use it. I've been using it in my raw milk for doing it. Now I'm all out of raw milk, but I should have gone in today, but I had no time. I'll collect it tomorrow morning, so I have just some organic milk that I'll put into it today when I'm feeding it. So I'm just going straight back in the jar again. All of those kefir grains, or kefir, some people call it kefir. Alright, okay, that's you done. So that's ready to go back into the press. Okay, so I'm going to use this with my brown bread. We'll leave it over here for now. Now, have I got my cup measures? I have. Right, so the brown bread that I do, it's just 3 ingredients. So all we need is 4 scoops of flour. I'm all out of my whole grain spelt as well. That's another thing I have to collect tomorrow with my raw milk. Get my organic wholemeal spelt. So I'm having to use the white that I have here. It'll do for today. So 1 cup. 2 cups. 3 cups. 4 cups. Oh yeah. Oh, put that over. Put it away. Oops. And we've got 1.5 tablespoons of bread soda. A tiny bit more there. It's a teeny bit left. I'm just going to throw it in. the end of the bread soda. Perfect.
They are not.
Now we're mixing it up. I'm just mixing the bread soda in with the flour. Add in whatever sort of fermented milk that you're using. Traditionally for this Irish milk, this Irish soda bread, it's usually buttermilk, but you can just use yogurt or whatever, like I was saying, to mix it in. And you just mix it in until everything is combined all together. And then you want it not so wet that you can't turn it out onto the table. So if you have made it a little bit too wet, just put a handful of flour in on top of it, and then you want to just mold it together into a cake shape. That's what they call it here. And then it's nice and round. You're going to pop it onto your baking tray, score it, and then you're done. Pop it in the oven at 200 degrees. It's going to take about an hour to an hour and 5 minutes. Now the next thing here I'm doing, I've been doing this once a week now for a number of weeks, and we're having real success with it. So I'm making my own homemade mayonnaise, really trying to cut out all the processed stuff. It really just takes 1 egg and 1 yolk is what I have found has been making enough mayonnaise for us just for the week to get through it. And then I'm going to put in roughly just over half of a 250 ml bottle of organic avocado oil. You're going to squeeze in 1 lemon, and then you're basically just going to blitz it up with your hand blitzer, keeping it straight down at the bottom and not moving it too much so that the oils can emulsify with it. Pour it into your jar, pop it into the fridge, and I find leaving it in the fridge for about 24 hours first really helps the flavours to settle. And that's our homemade mayonnaise. Add salt and pepper to taste. I put in a teaspoon of organic Dijon mustard as well, which really helps the flavour. Now this is another staple that we've been making ourselves at home now rather than buying it fresh. Or buying it packaged. So we just use 1 can of chickpeas. We use 1 to 2 lemons, depending on what we like. We use 1 clove of garlic, and we use about 1/3 jar of tahini, or maybe about half a cup of tahini. And you can get some nice organic one in the health food store. And then we use cumin to taste, a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's a really, really delicious, yummy chickpea hummus. And all you need to do is get your hand blitzer in there and blitz it all together and pop that into an old jam jar as well. And there you have 1 jar of mayonnaise. You've got 1 jar of hummus, and we've been doing the same with basil pesto these days as well, though I didn't get around to doing that today. And it is so good. The kids do not even notice the difference in it. And you can add in a little bit more salt or a little bit more pepper to taste, and it's actually amazing. What's left over here now, I'll just use as a little snack for the kids for this evening. We'll pop in the hummus into the bowls, a little bit of dips, a bit of chest before bed, sure, why not? And everybody's happy. Quick check on our chicken broth, make sure we've turned down. It's smelling amazing. Okay, and we have something else that we're going to be doing today, and I don't always do these midweek, or don't normally do this every single week, but I like to do them as a treat. So the boys have a half day at school tomorrow because they're finishing up for the summer, so I want to have something nice to put into their lunch. So I'll be making their healthy, grain-free, flour-free, basically just nuts, coconut oil and butter cookies, and they are so yum. Drizzled with some nice, yummy, good quality dark chocolate, of course. And lots of people have asked me how to do this, and it's basically different every time. I just really wing it. Whatever sort of chopped nuts I have at home, chopped almonds, some desiccated coconut, ground almonds really helps to bind it together. I always throw in a couple of eggs and melt some butter and coconut oil together for the wet ingredients, and always a nice good dollop of raw honey, and that's what we use to sweeten it. And I've got hazelnuts in here. I have some chopped up walnuts, chopped up we've got flaked almonds. They come out quite nice as well, and I think we have a few organic peanuts in there as well. But literally whatever nuts that you have there, if you don't have them already chopped, just chop them up yourself, it's fine. It comes out gorgeous every single time, and you just have to see the way I'm kind of pushing it together on my hands and then kind of pushing it into a cookie shape on the baking tray. That's just the way you do it. It can be quite messy with your hands, but not half as messy actually as if you're using flour. And all you have to do is make sure they're kind of stuck together on that tray before you cook them. You're going to cook them in the oven on high for about 250 degrees Celsius, and 10 minutes is all it's going to take. Nice middle part of the oven, and then turn them over in 5 minutes on the other side, and then you're going to cool them down and do the rest then afterwards. And now a super quick job, but needs to be done anyway tonight. So last day at school tomorrow, kids are going to bring in a small little token of appreciation for their teachers and the staff members that have been working with them throughout the year. And I just wanted to look at a kind of nicer, cuter way to present our little gifts without using any more plastic, and making it nice and kind of homemade looking. So with our regular brown wine bags, we've put the wine in, and nice and neatly just holding it around the neck and using some nice piece of twine, and we're going to wrap that around, make it into a nice little bow, and do the same with our yummy organic good quality dark chocolate, which is going to go with the wine for each staff member who has helped out and been really kind to us all year long. So just look at that. It's made it look really artisan, really cute, so simple, no plastic and no unnecessary expense. It's the nice bottle of organic wine that we're gifting, and a nice organic chocolate bar. So I like the way that we figured out how to do this. Here's our cookies. That's our 10 minutes done. In the middle of this, we're just going to flip them over, and they're going to go back in the oven for 5 minutes. Just don't forget about them. This happens so often to me that I end up just forgetting about them. Because once you turn them over, it's just 5 minutes. It's nice and hot. It's going to make them really nice and crunchy. You just don't want to burn them. And look at, there's our gifts for our teachers. They came out really well. I'm so happy. And there's our cookies. I didn't forget about them. They came out really well as well. I'm really happy about that too. So there's our little treats for the boys. They'll cool down, and then we'll melt some of that chocolate and we'll add that onto our cookies. And our bread is out of the oven and it looks perfect. And now time for my dinner. Some yummy venison steak. So cookies are nice and cooled down, and I'm just going to go ahead and melt some of that yummy chocolate, get it drizzled all over the top of them so that can be cooling and be ready for the morning before I sit down and enjoy my nice evening meal. So yes, anyhow way, we just drizzle it back and forth. As long as there's a nice dollop of chocolate, it really makes these cookies, they're so yummy and crunchy, and the chocolate really makes them that bit more luxurious. Check out these eggs, they're looking awesome. And finally my evening dinner is ready. Some yummy free range organic eggs, some venison steak, and I'm ready to close the kitchen. Here we go, 24 hours later, standing in the grass having our cup of coffee, enjoying that lovely sunrise. That's it for me, Caroline here from Ballacondoola. Thanks so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and thanks to Fiona from Fiona in Her Kitchen for asking me to join in. It's been great fun. Have a great day everybody, bye!